Hello, BookTube. This is the second of my Christmas book hauls. Another present I received for Christmas was a gift card to Amazon from my aunts, and I used that gift card to buy me 6 books. So I've already alphabetized them and logged them into my library catalog. So once I finish up here, I will put them in with the PALS order that came in a few days ago and alphabetize all of them so that they will be ready to go when I rearrange my fiction, poetry, and drama shelves. So first up is You Dreamed of Empires by Alvaro Enrigue, translated from the Spanish by Natasha, Wimmer. One morning in 1519, Hernan Cortes, accompanied by his captains, his troops, his translators, and his prized horses, arrived at Tenochtitlan, seat of the Aztec Empire, today's Mexico City. Despite a bungled entrance, the conquistador and his entourage are invited to a ceremonial welcome meal, then ensconced in the labyrinthine palace. As they await their meeting with Moctezuma, unaware that the emperor, at a moment of political and spiritual crisis, is riding a hallucinogenic high, they wonder, why the warm welcome? Will they really escape alive, much less vanquish the empire? And what if they don't? In You Dreamed of Empires, the incomparably original Alvaro Enrique sets afire the moment of conquest and reimagines it as a moment of revolution, of restitutive fantastical counterattack, and a novel so electric and singular it feels like a dream. So I've been really wanting to try something by Alvaro Enrique for quite some time, and really happy to have finally picked this up. Next is The Promise by Damon Galgut. On her deathbed, Rachel Svart makes a promise to Salome, the family's black maid. This promise will divide the family, especially her children, Anton, the golden boy, Astrid, whose beauty is her power, and the youngest, Amor, whose life is shaped by feelings of guilt. Reunited by 4 funerals over 30 years, the dwindling Svart family remains haunted by the unmet promise, just as their country is haunted by its own failures. The Promise is an epic South African drama that unfurls against the unrelenting march of history, sure to leave its readers transformed. So I've been meaning to pick this book up for a number of years, and it had sort of fallen off of my radar when Mike of Riff Raff's Reading Renaissance in a Q&A video with Steve Donahue recommended this book, and that reminded me that I've been meaning to pick up this book for quite some time, so happy to have it. Next is Napalm in the Heart by Guasch, translated by Mara Faye Lethem, and this is, I believe, also translated from the Spanish. In a near future devastated by war and an unspecified natural disaster, a young man and his mother cling to survival at the edge of a forest. The young man spends his days taking care of the home and exchanging letters with his lover Boris, who lives in a city on the other side of the woods. It's barely a life, but it's a life nonetheless, despite the menacing soldiers patrolling the land. But after the young man commits a brutal act of desperate violence to protect his mother, he leaves home to find the mercurial Boris, who travels with him on a search for safety. When the journey's demands threaten his precarious relationship with Boris, as well as his own moral compass, the young man is forced to confront whether, in his effort to stay alive, he has become the very danger he fought to escape. An award-winning novel from a blazingly original Catalonian writer, Paul Guasch's Napalm in the Heart is breathtaking in its intimacy, poetry, and devastation. Spare and quick, Guasch's debut is an artful, affecting story of star-crossed love under siege and the moral murkiness of survival. So this sounds really fascinating, and I've been wanting to pick this up ever since I heard about it. Next is Mayflies by Andrew O'Hagan. Everyone has a Tully Dawson, the friend who defines your life. In the summer of 1986, in a small Scottish town, James and Tully ignite a brilliant friendship based on music, films, and the rebel spirit. With school over and the locked world of their fathers before them, they rush towards the climax of their youth, a magical weekend in Manchester, the epicenter of everything that inspires them in working-class Britain. There, against the greatest soundtrack ever recorded, a vow is made to go at life differently. 30 years on, half a life away, the phone rings. Tully has news. A tender goodbye to an old union, Mayflies is a story of the joy and the costs of love. So I've been wanting to try something by Andrew O'Hagan for quite a while. Next is the Lone Poetry Collection in this haul, The Intentions of Thunder. Newman Selected Poems by Patricia Smith. The Intentions of Thunder gathers for the first time the essential work from across Patricia Smith's decorated career. Here, Smith's poems, affixed with her remarkable gift of insight, present a rapturous ode to life. With careful yet vaulting movement, these poems traverse the redeeming landscape of pain, confront the frightening revelations of history, and disclose the joyous possibilities of the future. The result is a profound testament to the necessity of poetry, all the careful witness, embodied experience, and bristling pleasure that it bestows. Lyrical and sly, meditative and volcanic, Patricia Smith's poems are testimonials of American experience, from the bus north to Chicago during the Great Migration to the funeral of Emmett Till, from the waiting rooms of Boston's prisons to New Orleans' Ninth Ward during Hurricane Katrina. Few poets have so fearlessly confronted our nation as it truly is, with all its dreams and nightmares. The Intentions of Thunder reaffirms Smith's reputation as a sorceress of form and one of the indispensable poets of our time. So I've been wanting to add this collection to my library ever since I saw it longlisted for the National Book Award in Poetry. And I had been waiting for the trade to come out, but it's been a few months and I haven't seen any news on that. So I decided to go ahead and pick up the hardcover. And finally, The Vivisector by Patrick White. In The Vivisector, Patrick White sheds brutally honest light on the creative experience. Hurdle Duffield, a painter, coldly dissects the weaknesses of any and all who enter his circle. His sister's deformity, a grocer's moonlight indiscretion, the passionate illusions of the women who love him, all are used as fodder for his art. It is only when Hurdle meets an egocentric adolescent whom he sees as his spiritual child does he experience a deeper, more treacherous emotion in this commanding novel about the life and death of a great painter and the tyranny of the artist. Really looking forward to reading this, hopefully for Aussie April. So, for once, I do believe I will be able to do a Steve Pyramid. So the thing about this order is it came in 2 batches. I hoped they would all come together, but the first batch came in yesterday from the post office, and the second batch came in today through UPS, which hopefully I think they've maybe solved the finding my apartment issue, but we shall see. Anyway, so to recap, The Intentions of Thunder by Patricia Smith, The Vivisector by Patrick White, Mayflies by Andrew O'Hagan, Napalm of the Heart by Paul Guasch. The Promise by Damon Galgut. And You Dreamed of Empires by Alvaro Enrigue. So I should have 2 more hauls incoming. One from Princeton and one from Book People, which is not going to be manga. So I will film them when they come in. And then once all of them arrive, I will put them on the shelves once my January reading plan is a bit thinner than it is right now. So anyway, BookTube, I will see you tomorrow with weekly reads and the final part of my fairy tale reread project. So look forward to that. Until I see you next time, thank you and have a great afternoon.